this means so much. Thank you so much. Wow.
From a Disney star to a Hollywood icon, Zendaya has done it all. She's won Emmys, ruled fashion runways, and become a voice for an entire generation. Whether she's swinging through skyscrapers in Spider-Man, delivering powerhouse performances in Euphoria, or setting the internet on fire with her jaw-dropping Met Gala looks, Zendaya isn't just a celebrity, she's a movement. But how did a young girl from Oakland, California, go from dancing in music videos to dominating Hollywood? What makes her one of the most influential and beloved stars of our time? And what's the secret behind her meteoric rise? Well, because today we're diving deep into the incredible journey of Zendaya, her early life, breakthrough moments, personal struggles, and the milestones that made her a global superstar. But before the fame, before the red carpets, the Emmys, before who was Zendaya? Let's rewind the clock and take it back to where it all began. All right, let's hit rewind and go back to where it all began. Zendaya Mari Stormer Coleman was born on September 1st, 1996, in Oakland, California, a city known for its vibrant culture, creativity, and deep-rooted love for the arts. And guess what? Little Zendaya was soaking it all in from day one. Her mom, Claire Stormer, was a teacher and worked at the California Shakespeare Theater. Her dad, Kazembe Ajamu Coleman, was a proud coach and mentor. So, growing up, Zendaya was constantly surrounded by storytelling, creativity, and powerful role models. No wonder she turned out to be such a force. Even as a kid, she was a natural performer. Her mom recalls that Zendaya would put on full-on shows in the living room, complete with dance routines and dramatic monologues. And when she wasn't performing at home, she was helping out at the theater where her mom worked, selling tickets, watching rehearsals, and soaking up every bit of stage magic. But here's a fun fact. Zendaya was painfully shy as a kid. You heard that right, the confident superstar. We know today was once so reserved that her parents worried she'd never break out of her shell. But guess what changed everything? Dance. She joined a hip-hop dance crew called Future Shock Oakland when she was just 8 years old, and that's when she truly found her rhythm. Literally. Hip-hop, hula, jazz, you name it, she danced it. And let's talk about her height advantage. Zendaya shot up taller than most kids her age, which made her stand out even more. Instead of feeling awkward about it, she owned it. Something that would later make her a total runway queen. Between dance, theater, and even modeling for local brands like Macy's and Old Navy, Zendaya was stacking up experiences like a pro. But Oakland was just the beginning. Soon, her dreams were about to take her far beyond her hometown and straight into the spotlight. Next up, the moment that changed everything, her big break. Stick around because this story is just getting started. So how does a shy, dance-loving kid from Oakland transform into one of Hollywood's biggest stars? Well, for Zendaya, it all started with education. And no, not just your typical classroom learning. Zendaya was never just about books and tests. Her school years were a mix of academics and serious artistic training. She attended Fruitvale Elementary School in Oakland, but her real classroom, the stage. A school that felt like home because her mom worked at the California Shakespeare Theater. Zendaya spent a lot of time there. Imagine being a kid and hanging out backstage with some of the most talented theater actors. Talk about an early masterclass in acting. She didn't just watch from the sidelines, she got involved. She started out as a tiny background character in Shakespearean plays, picking up every little trick of the trade. It was like learning from the best without even realizing it. But Zendaya wanted to do more than just theater. She had dreams that stretched beyond the stage. Acting, dancing, modeling, she wanted it all. From Shakespeare to hip-hop at just 8 years old, she joined a hip-hop dance crew called Future Shock Oakland. And let me tell you, this wasn't just a hobby. They trained hard. We're talking up to 3-hour rehearsals and performing at big local events. One of her first performances, a tribute to Michael Jackson. Imagine being a kid and already dancing to MJ's greatest hits in front of a crowd. That's a legendary start right there. And here's a fun fact. Zendaya's dad was super protective, especially when it came to her dancing. He used to joke that she could only dance in the back row because he didn't want her wearing crop tops in performances. Classic dad move. A school for the stars by middle school, it was clear. Zendaya wasn't just another kid with big dreams. She had real talent. So she took the next big step and enrolled in Oakland School for the Arts, a performing arts-focused school that has produced some serious talent. And trust me, she was all in. She starred in school productions like Once on This Island and Caroline or Change, where she got to showcase her powerhouse voice. Teachers and students alike could see it. This girl was meant for the spotlight. But balancing school with her passion, not easy. Zendaya once admitted she had to get creative with her schedule, doing homework backstage at performances, cramming study sessions in between rehearsals, and even taking some of her classes online when her career started picking up. Talk about dedication. Facing rejections and standing tall, of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Like every aspiring artist, Zendaya faced her fair share of rejections. She auditioned for roles and was turned down, sometimes because she didn't fit the part, or simply because the industry wasn't ready for a tall, mixed-race girl who didn't fit the typical Hollywood mold. But instead of backing down, she used it as motivation. She kept training, kept pushing, and little did she know, her big break was just around the corner. How a single audition launched Zendaya from theater kid to Disney star. and changed her life forever. Alright, if you were a Disney Channel kid in the early 2010s, you definitely remember this one. Everybody get out on the floor. Yep, Shake It Up, the show that made Zendaya a household name. But how did she go from a theater kid in Oakland to starring in one of Disney Channel's biggest hits? Well, let's rewind a bit. The audition that changed everything, Zendaya was just 13 years old when she auditioned for Disney. She originally tried out for a show called Dance Chicago, which was later renamed Shake It Up. The concept? Two best friends who land their dream gig as backup dancers on a TV dance show. Zendaya auditioned for the lead role of Rocky Blue, and guess what? She absolutely crushed it. But there was a catch. The producers had already set their eyes on another girl for the role. Yep, she almost didn't get it. But Zendaya wasn't just talented. She had something special. A mix of charm, confidence, and that spark that made her stand out. So after a little convincing, Disney took a chance on her. And just like that, she was cast alongside Bella Thorne, who played Cece Jones, besties on and off-screen. Zendaya and Bella, instant BFFs. On screen, they were the ultimate dance duo, but behind the scenes, their friendship was just as real. They trained together, learned choreography, and even had sleepovers during filming. But fun fact, when they first met, they could barely understand each other. Zendaya spoke super clearly, while Bella, who was dyslexic, spoke really fast. It took some time, but soon enough, they became inseparable. From unknown to Disney royalty when Mao Wai Mai, Shake It Up premiered in 2010, it was an instant hit. I'm talking 6.2 million viewers on the first episode, one of the biggest Disney premieres ever. And suddenly, Zendaya wasn't just a regular teen anymore, she was a Disney star. Her character, Rocky, was the responsible, smart, and ambitious. One basically a reflection of Zendaya in real life. But the real magic? The dance numbers. Every episode was packed with hip-hop, jazz, and high-energy routines, and Zendaya delivered every single time. And get this, she didn't just act, she sang too. Watch Me, the song she recorded with Bella, hit the Billboard Hot 100. Imagine being a teenager and already having a charting single, a stepping stone for bigger things. But here's what made Zendaya different. Most Disney stars follow a set path, big show, music career, and then they kind of fade out. But Zendaya, she strategized her way to the top. While filming Shake It Up, she was already thinking ahead, taking on new projects, working on her music, and building her brand. She knew that she didn't just want to be a Disney kid, she wanted to run Hollywood someday. So when Shake It Up ended in 2013, most people thought that was it for Zendaya. But little did they know, her biggest moves were still to come. This is a moment Zendaya took her talent to the biggest dance stage in America and proved she was way more than just a Disney star. Alright, so we've seen Zendaya dance, we've seen her act, but did you know she was also on her way to becoming a full-fledged pop star? Yep, after winning over Disney fans with her moves and charm, Zendaya decided to take things up a notch and step into the music industry. And trust me, she did not come to play. After Shake It Up, everyone was expecting Zendaya to follow the classic Disney blueprint. Hit TV show, done, dance skills, nailed it. Next stop, a full-blown music career. So in 2013, Zendaya dropped her debut single, Replay. And wow, this wasn't just another teen pop song. It was fresh, slick, and had this crazy hypnotic beat that made you want to hit replay. Literally, the song blew up. It peaked at number 40 on the Billboard Hot 100, hit platinum status, and even got over 200 million views on YouTube. Not bad for a first. Single, huh? The self-titled album? Did it work? After the success of Replay, Zendaya released her debut album, simply titled Zendaya. It had a smooth R&B vibe, a mix of upbeat and slow jams, and get this, she had a major hand in writing some of the songs. But here's where things got interesting. While the album had solid reviews and showed off her vocal talent, it didn't explode the way some Disney stars' albums had. Looking at You, Miley, and Selena. And Zendaya, well, she was paying attention. She quickly realized that the music industry was tough, full of labels controlling your image, demanding pop hits, and shaping artists into something they weren't. And if there's one thing Zendaya doesn't do, compromise. Why she walked away from music. So instead of forcing a full-blown pop career, Zendaya did something most young artists would never dare to do. She stepped back. She once said in an interview, "I love music, but I don't want to be a product. I want to have creative control over what I do." And let's be real, Hollywood needed her more than the music industry did. At the time, so many young female artists were stuck in the same manufactured pop machine. But Zendaya, she wanted something different, and she knew that focusing on acting would give her the longevity she was aiming for, and guess what? She was 100% right. Music isn't completely off the table. Now don't get it twisted. Zendaya never fully quit music. She still records here and there. Remember her surprise track with Labrinth in Euphoria? But she does it on her own terms. No pressure, no label drama, just pure artistic freedom, and honestly, that's the ultimate power move. Will she ever drop another album? Maybe. But for now, she's dominating Hollywood in ways no one saw coming. And speaking of Hollywood, next up, we dive into the role that changed everything, Euphoria, and how Zendaya went from Disney sweetheart to Emmy-winning actress. You don't want to miss this.
If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Stay tuned for the next part of this series. We've got more valuable insights coming your way.